What if I told you that the life you've been chasing isn't waiting for more money, more talent, or more opportunities? It's waiting for how you spend the first 90 minutes of your day. Most people lose their future before breakfast without even realizing it. They wake up, grab their phone, react to everyone else's priorities, and wonder why nothing in their own life changes. I used to do the same, until I discovered one simple 90-minute rule that completely transformed the way I think, work, earn, and live. If you give me the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why these first 90 minutes could become the most valuable investment you're to ever make, and why they have the power to change the rest of your life forever. Most people think their life changes because of one big opportunity. They believe success comes from meeting the right person, finding the perfect job, getting lucky, or discovering some secret that only wealthy and successful people know. But after years of watching people succeed and fail, I've learned something completely different. Your future is rarely changed by one dramatic event. It's changed by one daily decision repeated over and over again. The decision that changed my life forever wasn't complicated. It didn't require special talent. It didn't require more money. It didn't require connections. It required one thing: protecting the first 90 minutes of my day. Those 90 minutes became the most valuable investment I ever made. Think about it. Every single day you wake up with a brand new opportunity. Every morning is a fresh account with time deposited into your life. The question isn't whether you've been given enough time. The question is whether you're spending that time on things that multiply your future or merely maintain your present. Most people wake up and immediately surrender control of their day. Before their feet even touch the floor, they're scrolling through social media. They're checking emails. They're responding to text messages. They're consuming everyone else's priorities before they've even thought about their own. By the time they finally decide what they want to accomplish, their energy has already been spent reacting instead of creating. That's not productivity. That's survival. The highest performers don't start their day by asking, "What does the world want from me?" They start by asking, "What can I create today that will make tomorrow better?" That question changes everything. One morning I realized something that completely shifted my perspective. My calendar was full. My schedule looked impressive. I was busy from morning until night. But being busy and being productive are two different things. Activity doesn't always produce results. You can spend 12 hours working and still accomplish less than someone who spends 90. Focused minutes on the right task. That's because value is never created by motion alone. Value is created by direction. Imagine someone rowing a boat as fast as possible in the wrong direction. Their effort is real, but their destination is wrong. Many people live exactly like that. They work harder every year, but never get closer to the life they actually want. The 90-minute rule forced me to stop rowing aimlessly. Every morning, before anything else demanded my attention, I committed myself to working on the one activity that could create the biggest impact in my future. Not the easiest task, not the most urgent task, the most valuable task. That's an important distinction because urgent things scream for your attention. Valuable things whisper. Your phone will always ring. Notifications will always appear. Someone will always need something from you. But if you spend your entire life responding to interruptions, you'll never build anything extraordinary. The future belongs to people who know how to protect their focus. Focus is becoming one of the rarest skills in the world. People say they don't have enough time, but that's rarely the real problem. The real problem is fragmented attention. They're trying to do 5 things at once and wondering why nothing is finished. You can't build a meaningful life with distracted effort. Success demands concentrated energy. Think about sunlight. It warms your skin every day. But when sunlight is focused through a magnifying glass, it becomes powerful enough to start a fire. Your mind works the same way. Scattered attention warms. Focused attention transforms. That's why those first 90 minutes became sacred. No social media. No unnecessary conversations. No television. No endless scrolling. Just uninterrupted focus on the work that would move my life forward. Here's something else I discovered. The quality of your morning often predicts the quality of your decisions. When your morning begins with purpose, discipline follows you throughout the day. When your morning begins with distraction, distraction becomes your habit. Habits don't just shape your schedule. They shape your identity. Every repeated action is casting a vote for the person you're becoming. When you choose focus every morning, you're becoming a focused person. When you choose discipline every morning, you're becoming disciplined. When you choose growth every morning, you're becoming someone who grows consistently. Your identity isn't built by what you believe. It's built by what you repeatedly do. That's why consistency is more valuable than intensity. Anyone can have one incredible day. Anyone can feel motivated for one weekend. But transformation belongs to people who continue when emotions disappear. The 90-minute rule isn't about feeling inspired. It's about making a commitment that doesn't depend on your mood. Some mornings you'll feel excited. Other mornings you'll feel tired. Do it anyway. Discipline is doing what needs to be done long after motivation has left the room. The greatest rewards in life rarely arrive immediately. That's why so many people quit. They plant seeds today and expect fruit tomorrow. Life doesn't work that way. Farmers don't dig up seeds every week to check if they're growing. They trust the process. They water consistently. They remain patient. Then one day the harvest appears. Your goals work exactly the same way. Those 90 minutes are seeds. Every focus session is another investment. Every distraction you refuse is another investment. Every chapter you read, every skill you practice, every meaningful conversation you prepare for, every problem you solve, those are all deposits into your future. The beautiful thing about compound growth is that it looks invisible until it becomes undeniable. At first, nobody notices. Your income may not change immediately. Your confidence may not explode overnight. Your opportunities may not multiply in a single week. But keep investing. Keep showing up. Keep protecting those 90 minutes. One day people will call you lucky. They'll say you were born with talent. They'll assume success came easily. What they won't see are the hundreds of quiet mornings when nobody was watching. Those mornings become your advantage. Another lesson completely changed my thinking. The greatest asset you possess isn't money. It's your ability to create value. Money follows value. Opportunities follow value. Influence follows value. When you spend your first 90 minutes improving your ability to solve problems, communicate clearly, think creatively, lead people, or develop new skills, you're increasing your value. And when your value increases, your results eventually catch up. People chase money. Wise people chase growth. Growth produces value. Value produces income. Income creates options. Everything starts with becoming more valuable than you were yesterday. That's why reading matters. Learning matters. Thinking matters. Planning matters. Creating matters. Every morning ask yourself one simple question. What can I do during these 90 minutes that my future self will thank me for? Then do exactly that. Some days it will be writing. Some days it will be studying. Some days it will be building a business. Some days it will be developing a skill that nobody can ever take away from you. Protect those minutes like your future depends on them, because it does. The world rewards people who solve meaningful problems consistently. And meaningful solutions rarely come from distracted minds. They come from focused thinking. You don't need 12 perfect hours every day. You need 90 intentional minutes. That's manageable. That's realistic. That's life-changing. If you commit to this one practice for the next year, you'll be amazed by the person staring back at you in the mirror. Your confidence will be different because you've kept promises to yourself. Your knowledge will be different because you've invested daily. Your opportunities will be different because your value has increased. Your income may be different because you've learned to solve bigger problems. Most importantly, your identity will be different. You'll stop seeing yourself as someone who reacts to life. You'll become someone who creates it. Remember this. Every sunrise brings another 90-minute opportunity. Some people will spend it consuming. Others will spend it complaining. Others will waste it worrying about yesterday. But a small percentage of people will use those 90 minutes to build a future that most people would only dream about. Decide today which group you'll belong to. One focused morning won't change your life. But one focused morning repeated hundreds of times absolutely will. The future you've been praying for, hoping for, and working toward may not be waiting for a miracle. It may simply be waiting for your next 90 minutes. The first 90 minutes of your day are the most valuable minutes you will ever own, yet most people give them away without even realizing it. Before they take control of their thoughts, someone else is already controlling their attention. A notification appears. An email arrives. A social media post steals their focus. A news headline shapes their emotions. By the time they finally decide to work on their own goals, their best mental energy has already been spent solving everyone else's problems. If you want a different life, you have to begin with a different morning. Think of your mind like a brand new phone battery that starts every day at 100%. Would you waste that battery on apps you don't need before making an important business call? Of course not. Yet that's exactly what many people do with their minds every morning. They spend their highest level of energy scrolling through content that adds no value, instead of investing it in activities that create a better future. Your greatest ideas, your strongest decisions, and your highest level of creativity are available when your mind is fresh. Protect that moment because you never get it back. Successful people don't win because they have more hours than everyone else. They win because they protect their best hours. They understand that the first 90 minutes are not for reacting to life. They are for creating it. During those minutes, don't ask what the world wants from you. Ask what your future needs from you. That one question changes everything. Instead of becoming a consumer of information, become a creator of value. Instead of letting distractions decide your schedule, let your purpose decide it. Imagine if every morning you spent 90 uninterrupted minutes learning a valuable skill, building your business, writing your ideas, reading books that expand your thinking, improving your health, or planning your future. At first, nothing dramatic seems to happen. After one day, you won't feel like a different person. After 1 week, the changes may still seem small, but after months of protecting those same 90 minutes, you'll notice something incredible. Your confidence grows because you've kept promises to yourself. Your knowledge expands because you've invested consistently. Your discipline becomes stronger because you've trained it daily. The results that once seemed impossible slowly become inevitable. The truth is your future is built before most people even finish breakfast. While others are consuming entertainment, you can be creating opportunity. While others are checking notifications, you can be developing skills that increase your value. While others complain that they don't have enough time, you can prove that success isn't about having more time. It's about using your best time wisely. Protect those first 90 minutes like they're your greatest investment, because they are. The quality of your morning shapes the quality of your decisions, and the quality of your decisions shapes the quality of your life. Master your first 90 minutes, and you'll begin to master your future. One decision separates people who stay busy from people who become successful. They learn to work on high-value tasks before everything else. Most people begin their day by completing the easiest work. They answer emails, reply to messages, attend unnecessary meetings, organize files, and check off small items from their to-do list. At the end of the day, they feel exhausted because they were busy every minute. But when they look at their results, nothing significant has changed. They confused movement with progress. Being busy is not the same as being productive. A full calendar doesn't guarantee a successful life. The question isn't how much you did today. The question is whether what you did actually moved your future forward. Every day, you have a choice. You can spend your best energy maintaining your current life, or you can invest it in creating a better one. High-value tasks are the activities that produce long-term rewards. They may not be urgent, but they are important. They increase your skills, expand your influence, solve meaningful problems, create opportunities, and generate results that continue paying you long after the work is finished. These are the tasks that build businesses, strengthen relationships, improve health, develop leadership, and create financial freedom. They are often difficult, which is why most people avoid them. They choose comfort over growth, because comfort gives immediate satisfaction, while growth requires patience. Imagine two people starting the same morning. One spends 2 hours scrolling through notifications, answering every message, and reacting to everyone else's demands. The other spends those same 2 hours learning a new skill, creating content, building a business, reading a life-changing book, or planning a strategy that will produce value for years to come. At the end of that day, they may appear to have accomplished the same amount of work, but after 1 year, their lives will look completely different. Why? Because one invested in activities that multiplied their future, while the other invested in activities that merely filled their schedule. Successful people understand a simple principle. Income follows value, and value is created by solving bigger problems. That's why your first priority every day should never be checking your inbox. Your first priority should be increasing your ability to create value. Ask yourself, what is the one task that, if completed today, would have the greatest positive impact on my future? Then give that task your full attention before the world has a chance to distract you. Don't wait until you're tired. Don't wait until you have free time. Your highest value work deserves your highest level of energy. Remember this, urgent tasks keep you employed, but high-value tasks help you grow. Urgent tasks maintain your present, while high-value tasks create your future. If you make it a habit to work on what matters most before everything else, you'll stop living from deadline to deadline and start building a life that compounds in value every single day. That's how ordinary days produce extraordinary results. Before you organize your calendar, answer your emails, or make a single business decision, you must first train your mind. Your schedule can only produce results that your mindset is prepared to create. Many people spend years trying to improve their circumstances without ever improving the way they think. They believe a better job, more money, or the perfect opportunity will change their life. But opportunities don't transform people. Prepared minds do. Two people can receive the exact same opportunity, yet one builds a fortune while the other wastes it. The difference isn't the opportunity. The difference is the thinking behind the action. Every morning your mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant first will grow throughout the day. If the first thing you consume is fear, negativity, complaints, gossip, or endless bad news, don't be surprised if your day is filled with anxiety, doubt, and distraction. Your thoughts become your emotions. Your emotions influence your decisions, and your decisions determine your results. That's why the first conversation you have every morning shouldn't be with social media. It should be with your own mind. Feed it with wisdom instead of noise. Fill it with purpose instead of pressure. Give it truth instead of fear. The world is constantly competing for your attention because attention is one of your greatest assets. Every notification, every headline, every video, and every advertisement is trying to influence the way you think. If you don't intentionally control what enters your mind, someone else will. And when someone else controls your thinking, they eventually influence your actions. That's why successful people are extremely careful about what they allow into their minds during the first part of the day. They understand that protecting their thoughts is just as important as protecting their time. Spend your first moments reading something that expands your perspective. Reflect on timeless principles that strengthen your character. Write down your goals and remind yourself why they matter. Visualize the person you're becoming rather than focusing on the problems you're facing. Speak words that build confidence instead of repeating excuses that create limitations. The conversation you have with yourself is often more important than the conversations you roles, because your internal dialogue becomes the foundation of your external actions. Once your mind is focused, your schedule becomes far more effective. A disciplined mind creates disciplined actions. A clear mind makes better decisions. A grateful mind recognizes opportunities that a negative mind completely overlooks. Success is rarely the result of working harder alone. It is the result of thinking better before working harder. When your thoughts are aligned with your purpose, your actions become intentional instead of random. You stop reacting to life and start directing it. Never underestimate the power of the first ideas you allow into your mind each morning. They shape your attitude, influence your confidence, and determine the quality of every decision that follows. Train your mind before you train your schedule, because the greatest victories are won internally long before they become visible externally. Change your thinking first, and your schedule will begin producing results that once seemed impossible. One of the greatest mistakes people make is underestimating the power of small daily investments. We live in a world that celebrates overnight success, viral moments, and instant results. Everyone wants a breakthrough, but very few people are willing to commit to the daily habits that create one. The truth is, extraordinary lives are not built in extraordinary moments. They are built through ordinary actions repeated with extraordinary consistency. The biggest achievements you admire today are usually the result of thousands of small decisions that no one ever noticed. Think about how a tree grows. You don't plant a seed today and expect shade tomorrow. For weeks, sometimes months, it looks like nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, roots are growing deeper and stronger. Those invisible roots eventually support a tree that can withstand storms and produce fruit for years. Your life works the same way. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every healthy choice you make, every focused 90-minute session, and every promise you keep to yourself becomes another root beneath the surface. Even when you can't see immediate results, progress is taking place. Never mistake invisible growth for the absence of growth. Most people quit too early because they judge success by what they can see today instead of what they are becoming over time. They go to the gym for a week and expect a transformation. They start a business for a month and expect financial freedom. They read one book and expect to become an expert. But life rewards consistency, not impatience. Success isn't interested in what you do occasionally. It responds to what you do repeatedly. Every single day, you are either investing in the person you want to become or reinforcing the person you gay. It ate. There is no neutral day. Every choice compounds in one direction or the other. Imagine improving just 1% every day. At first, that improvement seems insignificant. No one notices. Your friends may not see a difference. Your income may remain the same. But day after day, week after week, month after month, those small gains begin to multiply. Eventually, people look at your life and call it extraordinary without realizing that the extraordinary result was simply the accumulation of ordinary disciplines practiced faithfully over time. Greatness is rarely one giant leap. It's thousands of tiny steps taken without giving up. The same principle works in reverse. Small daily excuses also compound. Skipping one workout doesn't seem dangerous. Wasting one morning doesn't feel costly. Reading one less chapter or delaying one important task may appear harmless. But repeated over months and years, those small compromises quietly shape a future you never intended to create. That's why every decision matters. Every morning is a deposit into your future account. The question is whether you're making deposits or withdrawals. Never underestimate the value of today's effort just because today's reward is invisible. Every focused hour, every lesson learned, every disciplined decision, and every courageous action is building a future version of you that is stronger, wiser, and more valuable. Stay committed to the process. Trust the power of consistency. And remember this: small daily investments don't produce small results. Given enough time, they create extraordinary lives. As we come to the end of this message, I want to leave you with one final thought. A year from now, your life won't be determined by what you wished for today. It will be determined by what you repeatedly chose to do every morning. The future you're praying for isn't built in one extraordinary moment. It's built in ordinary moments that most people ignore. The first 90 minutes of your day are not just another part of your schedule. They are the foundation of your future. Protect them, and you'll protect your dreams. Waste them, and you'll slowly give away the life you're capable of creating. Remember, success doesn't belong to the smartest person, the richest person, or even the most talented person. It belongs to the person who consistently does what matters most, even when no one is watching. Every morning you wake up with a new opportunity to become wiser, stronger, more disciplined, and more valuable than you were yesterday. Those small daily investments will eventually produce results so extraordinary that people will call them luck, never realizing they were built one focused morning at a time. So starting tomorrow, make a decision that your first 90 minutes belong to your future, not to distractions, not to fear, not to excuses, and not to everyone else's priorities. Guard them with intention. Fill them with learning, creating, planning, and purposeful action, because every great life is built one great morning at a time. The question isn't whether this 90-minute rule can change your life. The real question is whether you're willing to give your future just 90 focused minutes each day. Make that commitment. Stay consistent. Trust the process. And I promise you, look back one day and realize that the moment your life truly changed wasn't when you found a better opportunity. It was the morning you finally took control of your first 90 minutes. Your future is waiting. Your next 90 minutes begin tomorrow. Don't waste them.